Howdy folks, it's the Tall Turtle here, and welcome to the final texture pack update video for Minecraft 1.14 from my texture pack. And that means, hello Mr. Sunglass Spy Chicken, that means that between the Redcraft texture pack that I run, which is completely separate from mine, and then my texture pack on top, every texture, particle, object, item, entity, mob, some mobs, are all done and caught up for 1.14. There are a few things that aren't going to be done, like some of the mobs, but otherwise everything will be done. Everything is done. I'm just showing you the video. If you do get my texture pack from me, let me know. I've emailed a few people the most finalized version. But if you want a copy of my texture pack for yourself, just let me know. Send me an email, thetallturtle18@gmail.com. I'll get that to you. I don't have anywhere to upload it publicly, even though it's done, because it's like 25 gigabytes, and every place I found has been limited to 15. So, if you haven't watched the previous texture pack update videos for the past couple years, check the link in the playlist. Check the link to the playlist in the description below, and let's get started. So, the first thing I wanted to show you was I fixed a few things with the crossbow, with the arrow in it. If you look with the arrow in it, the arrow is now straight. It's a little bowed because the wood is warped, but it's not all over the place when it's sitting in the crossbow. So that's been fixed. Same thing with firework. If we load a firework in survival, you can see it's straight now too. With the default texture, it's going to stay that way. Everything else is mine. Moving along to some new stuff now. And I apologize for my funny voice. I'm doing this very, very quickly during my lunch break, and I'm watching the clock on one side and recording on the other, so forgive my weird voice inflection today, but that's just how it's going to be. So moving along, we have the fire charge, which I smoothed out. It's just a fire charge you can use to make fireworks. Depending on how you craft it, the colors will change. That has stayed the same. But it's kind of blurry on purpose because it's like a big mush of ashes and other sparkly fireworky things. That's why it looks like that. But there's your firework charge. And then the firework star is what you get before you get the charge. That is a big pile of ashes as well. So those have been done. And then let's move on to arrows. So I did decide to go ahead and do my own arrow texture, and that's just because I wanted continuity with the spectral arrows or the poison tipped arrows, as well as arrows in the crossbow and things. Now the arrow that shows up when you do the bow is still going to be Redcraft because that's part of that texture pack, which is separate. But the regular arrow is mine, photorealistic. The texture kind of is blurry on the side like that, but that's just because of the way it's modeled. I could probably go through and go pixel by pixel and take care of that, and maybe I will. Just because this is the final update video and I'm considering the texture pack complete, it doesn't mean I'm not going to fix things here and there, right? So if you notice something, let me know. For example, this arrow, I might go back and fix so it's not blurry on the side when you're holding it. Things like that. If you notice little things, let me know. I'll keep updating the pack as I need to, and this sending people updates. But this will be the last video for 1.14. So anyway, we got the default arrow and the spectral arrow and the poison tipped arrows, or they're different parts of the game, call them different things, which is kind of funny. But that's what they look like with the poison. Now there's more to it than that. I have it set up so that when you shoot the arrows, I changed that texture as well. So let me get a bow here, and I'll show you what it's like when you shoot an arrow. I think it's going to do the spectral first. And why is it missing in my there you go. That was weird. That is Redcraft's texture, by the way. That's why it's different. But if you look, it has my arrow texture now when you shoot the arrows, which I totally overlooked. So when I was testing things, I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot this part. So there you go, photorealistic arrows in the ground. And then the different arrows you use, let's see if I can, whoops, hang on a second. Let me do this magic trick. There we go. Now we should get a poison arrow with particles. There we go. Nice. And this is supposed to change, or this doesn't change. The tip doesn't change based on your arrow. So I just made a rainbow color. So depending on how it's landing, it's going to be a rainbow tipped arrow. See? Is that awesome? That way to, come through all the colors, because that doesn't change. The particle changes though. So let's actually check out all these arrows at once. This is what I'm talking about. Are all these poison arrows or tipped arrows or potion arrows or whatever. Like I said, different parts of the game call them different things. There's no consistency. Well, if you shoot them, probably see there's a blue one and a green one. I need to get rid of those. Let's just do a red one now. And we should get red particles. There we go. But the tip stays the same, see? So it's just going to be a rainbow tip no matter what. So that's the point of that. And then, let's see, what else? Yeah, that's what I want to show you about arrows. So now we have a fun one for you here. Let me get myself reset. And look at the clock. I think you have more time during my lunch break. I got like 10 minutes. I should be fine. Moving along to the next exciting item. Alright, we're going to fly over here to a little hideout I had. Because we're going to make a little explosion here. I think it was over here. I think I lost my little hideout. Anyway, we are going to place an end crystal, which I'm very excited about. Oh yeah, here it is. Do I still have my obsidian there from my test? Nope, obsidian is not there. I have to replace the obsidian. So we're going to come down here, replace the obsidian. Clear this out like that. That is Redcraft. But this, and what was that noise? Oh, people are trying to get hold of me from work already. Just a minute. I'm still on my lunch break. This time is mine. There's our end crystal texture. Now with shaders, it looks so 3D. Look at the depth. So I chose realistic photos. So that's a real gem in there. And it's kind of the colors of the end. And then I chose the rainbow metallic-y, oily metal reflections on the outside part. And I sharpened it up a little bit. And therefore you have a 3D looking, very 3D looking object. I'm so proud of this thing. I spent so much time figuring out how I was going to do this. And I just can't believe I came up with that. I'm so excited. Can I get rid of the obsidian underneath? Nope. I got rid of the block instead. Well, if you want to keep looking at that, just go back and pause the tape. All right, moving along, a few more exciting things, and then we're out of here. Let me get reset. I'll be right back. All right, so next we have banner patterns. I'm honestly not sure what these are used for, but I figured I would do the textures just to be complete. So what they are is they're fabric wrapped around a spool, like a scroll type thing, so that you can create banners. And even though the texture is identical for each, they actually have different names. So if you pull it up here, I have all 5 done. We've got the miscellaneous flower charge, creeper charge, skull charge, thing, which is the Mojang thing, and globe. So I got all those done. Fabric around the spool, kind of like a scroll type thing. Don't know when I'm going to see them in game, but maybe I will. And they've been done. There they are. All right, one more very exciting thing to show you. The trident. I finally did a trident texture. It took me forever to figure out what I was going to do for this thing, because it's a model. So at first I wanted to take a picture of a trident, but I couldn't because it's a model. So all I could do is texture the model. So in the hand it looks okay. Farther away it looks okay. From the outside though, if you look, it has a rusty, well-used metal end, like iron or steel or something, and then a steel handle, and then it's connected with like a goldish or brass binding. I spent several days working on this trident. I tried different things. I tried just keeping the default colors. It didn't fit the theme. I tried so many different photos. I had using a gemstone all over inlays and things, and I'm like, nope, simplest best in most tridents. Anyway, I think it is one solid piece of forged metal, but I decided to have a handle that's metal and the 3 tines, which makes it a trident, right? That part's metal and it's bound, because they're different metals, it's bound by a different piece of metal. So that is how I came up with the trident. I'm very excited about it. I might actually start using it now that I have a texture. And who's discording me? Oh my goodness. Alrighty, this is a very distracting video and the clumsiest update video I've made, but you know what? First time for everything, just happens to be the last one. So there you go. This actually took a very, very, very long time to texture, because each different part I had to do like a map to see where they fit and how they fit together and all these things. But it worked out. So that, my friends, completes the 1.14 texture updates. Like I said, between the Redcraft, which is separate, and my own texture pack, everything has been made photoreal, or at the very least, very, very high resolution. For 1.14, I'm going to spend time off camera tweaking a few textures and fixing mistakes, but I'm not going to make any major changes. So like I said, if you find any mistakes, let me know in the comments below, and I'll change those, update, with mistake fixes and things, and then just keep emailing the texture pack to the people on my list. If you want to be added to the list, just email me, as I mentioned before, and enjoy the texture pack. I will get going on 115 sooner rather than later. I already know what I'm going to do for the honeycomb and the beehives and the honey. I already know what I'm going to do. And the sooner I catch up, or the sooner I get going, the easier it is to catch up. But that is it for me now. You will see me again in the near future with survival craft videos and 115 texture whenever 115 drops. But let me know if I find any mistakes in the meantime. And enjoy the textures, and I'll catch you again soon.